Yeah, you're there.
We're there. We're live.
You are.
Excellent. Welcome everybody to Fertility Factor Fiction, the 3 minutes late edition.
That's extra love.
Yeah, the post Ireland edition. I literally got off a plane today from Ireland. I was just at the Future Fertility Show in Ireland, which was incredible. Got to meet lots of amazing people and find out lots about how not to do infertility. Which
is that right, eh?
Oh,
that's the lesson, eh?
Just wow.
Unbelievable.
Wow. So yeah, it was an interesting experience as usual. Met a lot of great people, had a good time, loads of patients that needed help, which was great. And I was in not one, but 5 different talks that they asked me to do. So it was like overwhelming, just go the whole time, but we had a good time. And on my way back today, I had the famous, is there a doctor on the plane? And I had to help resuscitate a guy, which was interesting. Never done that before, but I got him feeling a little bit better, and then helped put him to sleep, and then gave him my seat in business class so he could lie down so that he'd have a chance to recover a little bit, and piled about 18 blankets on him. And he started feeling better. So his wife just messaged me and said he was doing much better. Thank God. So that was good. Glad to hear that. Yeah, I've never done that before. I got called once before. The guy had a massive headache, and there were 3 doctors on that flight. And I said, let's give him a shot of Toradol. And the other doctor said, no, let's give him some ibuprofen. And we couldn't agree. So I said, you do you. So I left it alone. Anyways, so lots of
safer that way.
Well, you don't want too many cooks in the kitchen.
That's it.
Lots of very interesting articles out recently, but I would have to have my little iPad over there in order to pull those up. And some cool stuff. There's a new study on diet and omega-3 supplementation and whether or not it impacts your success. And it does. And it's a randomized controlled trial, which is super interesting. There's a study looking at the impact of sperm DNA fragmentation on whether or not embryos come out euploid. There was one on reactive oxygen species, which was looking interesting. They had all sorts of new articles. Finally, after like years of nothing, there was like a whole bunch of good ones. So Tarek and I will be making videos on those in the coming week. And we'll have you guys all get a chance to see that. And then we put out a really good video the other day on GLP-1s, I thought, and that there is more and more evidence, anecdotal from patients supporting the fact that they feel way better on GLP-1s when they have endometriosis. So I think that's going to be a thing in the near future. And then on top of that, there is going to be one that we're going to do on NAC. There's some a very recent evidence that shows that it is beneficial for patients who have endo. Not quite to the extent that all the posts are showing, because all the posts say it shrinks your cysts, and it does by 3 millimeters, which is clinically irrelevant. But it's still beneficial in terms of symptoms. And there is actually a little bit of evidence that people are getting pregnant naturally on it as well. So I don't have an article to review with you tonight because I literally was flying back early in the morning and haven't had a chance, but we will get on that for you guys right away for next week. I think we'll have an article for next time. So Tarek is scrambling to get TikTok working on his phone.
Your phone. I never logged in on my
phone. I know. Yeah. I don't know that that's going to happen, buddy. So do you have questions for us tonight?
Of course we do. Of course we do. That's for sure. Dr. Victory, Dr. Victory, Dr. Victory. Hi, King, T, and Dr. V. So we'll start with the good stuff.
I like how you let that one hang for a second. I was like, which King?
Let it be known. That was it. Eh? That's actually one comment on its own. Just a good old friendly salutation.
Well, hello. Yeah, we like some greetings.
Of course,
greetings are good. Yeah.
Hi, Dr. Victory. We're waiting on IVM waitlist status. Emailed 2 weeks ago with no reply. Could you please help us get an update?
We're aiming to do about 20 this month. So it's going to take a couple of months to get through everybody, but we're getting more and more each week now. So I'm hoping we'll ramp up to about like 5 a week. That's kind of the goal. So we should be able to get there. And once April comes around, it'll be way easier because our volumes have been very, very high recently for a variety of reasons. We're triple what we normally do. So hopefully it'll settle down once April rolls around. So we'll be able to do way more cases then, maybe even more than the 20 a month. But why don't you DM me and give me your name, and I'll find out why no one's responded to you.
I'm going to do an FET for day 3, embryo 2, 8 cell. 1 8 cell, 1 to 10% frag, 1 6 cell. What is my success rate? I'm 42 in ER and transfer in May. Do you think I will benefit from uterine PRP, and when to do it?
It's impossible to tell you whether or not you would benefit from uterine PRP. Uterine PRP we usually keep or reserve for patients that have had unexplained failures. With 2 day 3 embryos at 42, the likelihood, unfortunately, would be very high that those are not necessarily genetically normal. So if you looked at actual stats, there's probably on a day 3 embryo, I would guess around a maximum 10% chance that each of those embryos is normal. And then about half of the normal ones will stick. So realistically, you're looking at somewhere around the 5 to 10% chance you'd end up with a live birth. So it's a reasonable chance, especially at 42, but it's not a high chance, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
I logged in. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. We're all they might see me soon.
I don't ever think I've seen your fingers going that fast.
Well, because the problem is there's so many logins in here that
you
the only one I don't know is mine.
You got a request coming on the show.
Yeah. Well, let me first ask a question and then I can I can get to it.
Right.
We'll go to Instagram for a minute. Let's have some fun here, Instagrammers.
Flip to you while you're having
good evening, doctors.
Good evening, Vietnam. Oh no, that was good morning. Good morning.
What would you suggest to prepare for a transfer after having previously failed transfers?
Well, I figure out why you failed. Do you have endometriosis? Is there sperm DNA fragmentation? Do you have a microbiome problem? Is there an immune problem? What is the issue that led to the failures? Is your BMI optimized? Is your thyroid optimized? Do you have inflammation going on? So I wouldn't just transfer again. I would make sure that I knew why you weren't succeeding. And there's all sorts of different ways to do that.
Too fast. Hey, docs, can a gal sauna during the 2-week wait?
Oh, hell no. Oof. Of course not. No, that's an extreme of heat and a huge physiologic change, which is not going to be okay for pregnancy. Please don't do that. Your baby doesn't need to be baked. Don't bake your babies.
Don't bake your babies. You heard it here. No baking.
Yeah, no baby baking.
Can Humira help with elevated cytokines in order to help modulate the immune system? I have repeat implantation failure.
Yeah, absolutely it can. So Humira actually is specifically targeted for cytokines. So you absolutely can use Humira for that. And I would. I've done it before. We did it many, many years ago. It was kind of weird, actually. It didn't have an immediate effect. It was like a month or 2 after we used it. And the patient who failed the IVF got pregnant naturally. So I definitely think there is some merit to it. There are many studies which have shown benefits from Humira, including one early study where they used Humira with IVIG. And it had, at that time, and this is going back probably close to 15, 16 years ago, one of the highest success rates I'd ever seen. So in these patients that had failed, I think it was some crazy number, like 6 previous embryo transfers, they got an 80% live birth rate, which was just ridiculous. But that's what they claimed. I tried that protocol. It didn't work in our patient. So I don't think it's 80%, but she did eventually get pregnant. She just got pregnant naturally. So maybe the Humira took some time to kick in and then the impact was there. Yeah, that is just not stable. So I wouldn't wiggle it too much.
Yeah,
did you get you?
I just commented on here and
no, you have to ask to be invited. There's like a way to
I think I did that now. Nope. For God's sake. Okay, hey, it took 4 euploid transfers to result in a live birth.
Mm-hmm.
Transferring a mosaic soon, would you just do the same protocol?
I mean, I wouldn't, because it shouldn't take 4 transfers to succeed, but it depends on your tolerance and how many more embryos you have and things like that. So I would say it's not unreasonable, but I would want to know why it took 4 the first time. Like, we would explore everything, your microbiome, your immune system, all that stuff, to see if there's something there that is interfering with your success in the first place.
I'm almost there now. Hey, general question. Sure, let's have it. What is it? What do you recommend? How many embryo transfers should doctors do in one IVF?
Huh? How many embryo transfers should doctors do in one IVF?
Mm-hmm.
If you're asking how many embryos should we transfer at the same time, almost universally, we only do 1 at a time. There's the odd exception, but the vast majority of our transfers are 1 at a time. I think we're probably less than 5% double embryo transfer now. It's very, very low. Like, it's super rare for us to do that. That's your cue.
I know.
What is going on with your TikTok?
What is your opinion on doing medicated cycles after Lupron and immune suppression, and what's better for FET?
Well, medicated cycle is the worst approach. It's got the highest risk of failure, the highest complications in pregnancy, the highest risk of miscarriage. So I don't do any medicated cycles unless the patient's menopausal. Estrogen also is extremely pro-inflammatory, so we would strongly advise against that, but that's up to you.
So interesting. Dr. Victory. Oh. Ready? Excelentismos, Dr. T and Dr. V.
Excelentismos. I like that. We haven't had that one before.
FET with you upcoming, probably next week.
Okay.
And I was just prescribed amoxicillin for an infection.
Oh, what kind of infection?
I worked so hard to get my microbiome on track with you, feeling anxious regarding the antibiotic.
Can you please contact me before you get too far into that and let me know what kind of infection you have? Just DM me, please, and say I'm the one with the infection, because the girls usually contact me and tell me before we do anything.
Dr. Victory, do you ever use artificial oocyte activation? I was suggested to do this after a total fertilization failure of 17 eggs. Wow. Was told bad eggs and bad sperm quality. How does it help fertilization?
It allows the egg to already have activated itself to become fertilized. So do we use it? We use it all the time, very frequently. It's very common here amongst the lab. We do like it. It's very time consuming. So they don't love having to do it, but it does work very, very well. It should be used in total fertilization failure and actually in many other cases too. But I'm a big fan of figure things out before you go forward. So why did you have a fertilization failure? Was it a sperm problem? Was it an egg problem? How bad was the sperm? How bad was the egg? Sperm, you can correct. Eggs can often be protocoled. Were you on too high a dose? Were you on too low a dose? Did they drag the stimulation out too long or even too short? So there's different things that can contribute to problems with the outcome of the eggs. And total fertilization failure is honestly very rare. I mean, we almost never have that here. So I would want to know what happened before I let you do another egg retrieval, of course.
Dr. Victory.
No
That's
one
just not
should
gonna-
need to push that many buttons.
You
to get
know
on
what the problem is? The
TikTok.
problem is I'm also the moderator of the show.
Do you want me to
when
moderate?
I'm logging in to watch, I'm actually you. So there's a whole funny thing going on here.
Oh,
You know what I mean? I'm not me.
You're me.
I'm you.
But you got to go in as you.
But I go in as me. That's right. So there's a little bit of a who am I moment right now. Who am I? Who is Tiger Reed?
I gotcha.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate that this is taking all my effort.
That's not going to work.
Yeah. I'm actually unmoderated, but I don't know. Hello, my favorite power couple. Here you go.
Oh, there you go.
Is a fresh transfer a good option for someone with DOR and 4 unsuccessful ERs due to poor egg quality endo diagnosis?
Oh gosh. Well, first of all, I'm sorry you're going through that. I just read the abstract of an article today. I have not read the whole article, so don't come calling, suggesting that it is actually potentially better to do a fresh transfer in people with DOR. Now, I have not read the article, and that is not the usual dogma, but it's possible that that is the case. So I will let you know when I read it, but I think a fresh transfer in those cases is reasonable normally. However, you said you have endo. For endo patients, I never propose a fresh transfer because your estrogen level is going to be high, and we don't want to do anything when your estrogen levels are high because your pelvis is on fire. You must have your own TikTok account.
I do, but because I'm a moderator, it's giving me a hard time.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I can pull open my iPad, then you could use my phone, but I don't know how that would work. I can't watch me.
No, you can't watch you. Anyways, that's a problem for another moment. I might just unmoderate myself. Yep, that's what I did. That's what I did. I unmoderated myself.
All right.
We'll see what that does. Give it a second. Hey, did a saline hysteroscopy end of December for an April transfer. Is that sufficient?
It should be more than enough time. Yeah, that's not a problem. But get a repeat to make sure that you're still normal before you move forward.
Dr. Victory, I have a great question here for you. What is the success rate of a 5AA low-level mosaic embryo?
Exact same as a euploid embryo shown by Juno Genetics about 2 years ago now. So you should, in theory, get somewhere around a 52 to 53% success rate, which is what they had in their study. Higher if your lab is really good and there's nothing else wrong with you, but that's what their study showed. So you should anticipate a very high success rate.
All right, Dr. Victory, let's go back to TikTok.
Are you on?
Nope, I'm not. You are, as you know.
I love this. This is actually challenging.
You are absolutely on right now. So good for you. You're live. Okay, Dr. Victory.
Yeah. TikTok.
Yep, TikTok.
TikTok.
The TikTok folks are freaking out that you said you don't do medicated cycles. Can you explain more?
Medicated cycles have the highest risk of failure, the highest risk of miscarriage, and the highest rate of pregnancy-associated complications, in particular preeclampsia. No one should do medicated cycles. No one. The only people that need medicated cycles are patients that are in menopause. So nobody else should be getting a medicated cycle. And that's been proven over and over and over and over again.
It seems like people are hearing this for the first time. Should you delve in a little bit? Should you give us some special sauce?
Sure. I mean, I was at a conference in Valencia in 2024, end of 2024. And even in Europe, where they're generally speaking way behind where we are in North America, even at that conference, they were saying the whole initiation of the medicated cycle was done incorrectly. They did it based on data that was decades old. And of all things, it was actually based on Tony's stuff, Dr. Pattinson, who was my colleague. who's a brilliant guy and I love him to bits. He's now retired, but he was one of the originals. And the data back then, everybody thought you needed it, but they realized later that you don't. And so now we've moved past that. And so you don't need to give people high doses of estrogen. And in fact, in many instances, especially patients with endo, it's catastrophic. So you shouldn't be giving high doses of estrogen. It doesn't make any sense. Physiologically, it's just completely bonkers. So don't do that. The other one, for those of you, this has nothing to do with embryo transfer, but I get all these people that are put on estrogen priming and then they're put on testosterone to boost their ovaries. Estrogen raises your sex hormone binding globulin, which literally binds testosterone. So you're taking one drug and then you're taking another drug, and the first drug is actually reducing the efficacy of the second drug. I have no idea why people are doing that. Estrogen priming is useless. There's 2 randomized controlled trials that show it has absolutely no benefit whatsoever. And if you're trying to go on testosterone, you definitely shouldn't be on estrogen, because then you just need more testosterone to achieve the same effect. So please don't do that. That makes no sense. Letrozole is the best way to do an embryo transfer. With or without trigger doesn't seem to matter too much, although there are some people arguing you really should have a corpus luteum. There's another great study I read today that said that whether or not you had a corpus luteum did not impact the growth of the child after 3 years of age, but it did up to 3 years of age. So who knows? There may be some impact in there, but what long-term effect that has, we don't know yet. I dragged that one out for you, buddy. You're still scrambling. I think you got to call it quits.
No. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I'm going to turn on my
question,
camera,
please. Yeah.
I think I'm in.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're there?
Yep. I think I'm there. I'm in the bottom corner.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me. Hello, everybody. Now the TikTokers can see me.
For once, this is the first time ever.
Yeah. Took
Actually, no.
Oh, in the beginning, we used to do it.
When we used to do it on the screen.
When we knew.
Yeah.
When we thought TikTok was fair to all platforms.
Fair to everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. Then we found out super racist.
All right.
Okay. Chances of a 4CB sticking, 21-year-old donor.
Reasonable. I mean, not as good as if it was a BB, but why would you have a CB embryo from a donor? I would want to know more details about that, especially a 21-year-old. That's a young donor. Those should be prime eggs.
All right, Dr. Victory, here we go. If I come to do lit therapy, can I get my microbiome retested at the same time? And does your office do the Fertility retesting?
We do. And we also now have a new company called Conceivium, which we will probably be using. So you have the option of either one.
Hi, doctors.
And yes, they could do the test. Yeah.
Can rapamycin sirolimus reduce Th1, Th2, high cytokine ratios? I used Tacro, but it didn't anything, rather increased it.
Oh, wow. Well, I highly doubt that Tacro increased your cytokines. Whatever is causing your cytokines to increase is in full activity or full action there. So yes, sirolimus works very well and probably slightly better than TAC in some ways, but it can have more side effects too, mouth ulcers being the main one.
All right, now we can scroll a little bit more freely here. A little bit less panic. If you have a low reserve, can a non-functional cyst at a baseline interrupt follicle recruitment, IUI?
Not if it's non-functional, because that means that it's not having any hormonal impact. But if it's huge, it could, just from pressure on the ovarian tissue. But not if it's like a smaller cyst, no.
It's Monday. What's going on, Dr. V? People are they're losing it.
Know.
What's going on? Why are you live on Monday, Dr. V?
Because I'm on call tomorrow, and I literally got off a plane today from Ireland, and we said we're not going to fail everybody, so we're going to do this show. So here we are.
I just want everyone to know, because maybe this isn't obvious. Dr. Victory got off a plane from Ireland, jet lag, came here because tomorrow he's so busy. He's on call. He's in the hospital. No time to do the show. But he decided that every one of you guys deserve a show. And obviously I oblige. Dr. T would never deny the people what they need.
He did.
I would say
I
absolutely.
called him while driving to Toronto and said, we're going to need to do this Monday. And he said, okay, we can do it Monday.
We can do it Monday.
Yeah. The same Dr. T who has stayed up till 3 a.m. in Turkey and 4 a.m. in China to do the show. Yeah.
Dr. T cares about his patients.
He does. Yeah.
You know, there's no denying
He
it.
cares about his people. That's true.
Dr. Victory.
Yeah.
And T. I don't know. That's
You're not feeling it.
That's as basic as it gets. You know, I'm used to so many more.
Something
a little bit more substance.
Something.
Yeah, but that's fine. I get it. Not in the mood. Just wants to be straight to the question. Luckily, it's her turn.
Yeah. All right. Fire away.
So, would she be offended if I didn't ask the question?
Yeah.
Would it be too much?
Yeah. That's.
They're not going to like that?
Yeah. No, we can't do that. Yeah.
What's the purpose of heparin if you don't have a clotting disorder? Can you come off of it early and not the whole pregnancy?
Well, heparin can be used as a good anti-inflammatory. It can be used for people with MTHFR or other thrombophilias. It's very good for people with DQ alpha mismatch. So we use it for a variety of different things. Can you come off of it? Yeah. I mean, talk to your physician and determine when you should come off of it. Tonight's questions are bang, bang, bang.
You're flying through them. You're not even giving the story here. You know what I mean?
They're easy.
This whole TikTok thing, as soon as I tried to do something, you were done. I'm like, you know what, Dr. V?
I am running on like 3 hours of sleep.
You know what? That's what it is. You are laser focused today.
I'm being very brief. Yeah.
Dr. Victory.
Yeah.
If some bowel endo was left during surgery as it would be require bowel resection, would that compromise transfer and will do Lupron and Let for 3 months?
Yeah, it will. And so you should do Lupron and Letrozole in our full endo protocol before you transfer. Yes.
AMH, can that be increased?
Subtly, not huge differences, but you will see some differences if you improve things like diet, adipose tissue, exercise levels, vitamins, supplements, DHEA, testosterone, human growth hormone. Some of these things will perk it up. Vitamin D, very important for your AMH levels. So you can nudge it up, but you're not going to go from a 2 to a 12. You might go from a 2 to a 4 or a 5, but you're not going to see huge number changes.
Dr. Victor, I have my FET this Thursday.
Okay.
Debating on embryo glue or not.
We include embryo glue for every single transfer for free. So I can't speak for anybody else, but it's not expensive. So we just made it part of our protocol. Everybody gets embryo glue.
What about the surgery and endo article you mentioned last week?
It's coming.
It's coming.
We're working on it. Isabella's back from Italy. Thank God, because I was going to lose my freaking mind. And welcome back, Izzy. And I've already prepared everything she needs. So we just have to submit it, and then hopefully they'll approve it, and away we go.
Dr. Victor, here's a question you've heard before.
Oh, God. Error test?
No. I didn't give it a negative spin. It's just something you've heard before.
Okay.
There's a demand.
Okay.
So people want to know.
Okay.
People are curious.
All right.
The internet is chatting about it.
Chatting about
it. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
What is the criteria for IVM? 48 years old, 2 IVF failures 5 years ago. Can I sign up?
Yes, you can. Age less than 50 is the criterion. And we just had another patient get to blastocyst. So I'm kind of excited. We'll see how things go. So yeah, we are getting better and better. The egg retrievals are definitely getting better and better. And embryo development is hit and miss. But keep in mind, these patients are very difficult patients, either age or multiple previous failures. We're not taking the cream of the crop and trying this on them. These are people that have previously failed. So I'm very curious to see where it takes us. It is the future. The technologies that involve correcting aneuploidy all involve having to mature the eggs. So we're basically positioning ourselves to be ahead of the curve. And in fact, we're already ahead of the curve. So I think this is going to be a huge game changer when, things turn around for the IVF world.
So the individual that asked about the embryo glue.
Yeah.
You ready? There's the follow-up.
$600 for embryo glue.
My clinic, you're ready, right?
I'm
Put the
ready.
drink down.
Yeah. Okay.
My clinic charges $1,000 for embryo glue.
Ooh.
If it improves my chances, I will pay it. Wanted your opinion.
If you look at the data, it's controversial. There are studies that show it's up to a 30% increase, and then other studies that show no benefit. I can't comment on what any other clinic does. I can just tell you ours is free, and we're still cheaper than almost every other clinic, and every single patient gets it. So that's what we do.
It's funny because let's say you're the cheapest. For the sake of argument, let's just.
I think we actually are the cheap.
Really?
We're at least, if we're not,
you're for sure not the most expensive.
Oh God, we're not even close.
And
we're actually almost 1/3 the most expensive.
Oh wow, that's a crazy price.
I know.
So imagine somebody going to their clinic and they're like, "Oh yeah, Dr. Victory, but he doesn't include. He's only charging this much. How could he possibly be doing all these things?" And I'm sure he doesn't include embryo glue. And it's like, no, even embryo glue is included. So these people, they're paying way more, most likely, for the entire IVF cycle. And they're still being nickel and dimed for all the extras.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's why so Wendy sent me that post with Gillian Anderson from The Crown.
Yeah,
right?
I saw that. That was great.
And
even the music was good on that
I'm literally brushing my teeth in the bathroom yesterday in the hotel in Ireland. Gorgeous hotel, by the way. And then I'm playing this and I'm like, oh, I know what to do with this. This is just golden. And I love Gillian Anderson. How many of you were X-Files fans? Huge X-Files fans, massive X-Files fans. So I love Scully. So I was like, oh yeah, this is perfection. This is, excellent for what we need to say. So it was good. It was really, really good.
Okay. So now we hit a nerve with the viewers.
Okay.
We weren't trying to do a plug. We weren't making an ad. We're just having a fun conversation.
Sure.
So now they're saying my clinic. So now they're going to out themselves. You ready?
Oh,
I don't think
don't mention any names.
No names. No. I'm
even if they did.
No. We're not going to read the names.
Yeah, no.
My clinic costs $13,800 for IVF, which includes medication, which does not include medication.
Okay.
Which last time cost around $10,000.
Oh.
And there's still $1,000.
Does it? Okay, wait. I want to know. Does it include the first embryo transfer?
That's the thing.
Ours does.
Yeah, of course. Wouldn't theirs?
So we're $1,000 less than that, roughly. We don't use enough medication to cost $10,000 usually, or even close to that. And it includes embryo glue, and it includes your first embryo transfer and 1 year of storage.
Where the hell are you located, Dr. Victory?
Windsor, Ontario, Sarnia, Ontario, St. Catharines, Ontario, and very shortly Woodstock, Ontario, and then hopefully a couple of other places.
I'm well into this for over 50 grand. Meds, egg retrieval, and 2 FETs.
The one that annoys me the most, there are 2 cases that very clearly stick in my mind because, honestly, they kind of gnaw at my soul a little. So one is the American lady we talked about last week with the uterus that never should have been transplanted, who is this beautiful, super friendly, very sweet lady who, if I remember correctly, I think she had sunk in $250,000 US.
Oh,
wow. $250,000 US. That's, what is that, like 400 Canadian?
Oh, yeah. That's right up there.
Into her
Almost
IVF.
$500,000 for sure.
And having been inside her uterus with a camera, it was, there's no way an embryo would have taken residence there. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Okay. So that one. And then there was another patient who went to a Canadian clinic. I won't specify which one for various reasons. Definitely not one of my favorites, that's for sure.
Definitely didn't come to Dr. T's clinic, that's for sure.
Yeah, didn't come to Dr. T's clinic. Yeah. And they did three cycles of IVF. Okay. So they got the egg retrievals, they got PGT and meds, and they got the embryo transfers from those egg retrievals. 3 cycles of IVF. She spent 120,000 Canadian dollars.
Wow.
So just to put that into perspective, okay, if you made an average of, let's say, 4 embryos, just average, let's say, even 5, okay, and you did your IVF, and you paid for all your meds, and you paid for all your PGT, you'd still be in the probably $25,000 range with us, maybe tiny bit more. So like 3 rounds of that, you would have been at like 60, 75, like in that neighborhood, right? And they spent 120,000. And with us, when you do 3 rounds of IVF or even 2 rounds, we drop the price per round the more you do. So like 1 round is 13.7, but 2 rounds of IVF is 20, and then 3 is like 26. So we keep making it cheaper because these are the people that need the most help, right? So this other clinic wasn't giving them any kind of break. They were just charging them the same egregious, like $40K per cycle. 40.
People are asking where this is.
40.
They're saying, was it Saskatoon? Was it Alberta? Everyone's guessing now where these places are.
It was a Canadian clinic, and that's all.
That's all you're getting, guys. Yeah. There is nothing more to be said.
Yeah, I'm not going to rat anybody out, but it was egregious, and it really upset me. Like even to this day, I mean, there's stuff that sticks in my head because it's stuck in my craw, so to speak. But good God, like how can you do that? I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah.
What with different sperms? If that, oh, hold on. Hi, best fertility duo.
Oh, I like that.
I'm looking to help a family member with donor egg, but would like to be pregnant myself.
That's super cool.
I'm 36, previously pregnancies with letrozole. Is it possible to do an IVM in this case or IVF with different sperms, if that makes sense?
Yeah, we can do a split cohort. So you would donate to your friends, and then we would give half to them and half for you, and use your partner sperm for you and use that person's partner sperm for them. And, you're easy. That's fine. The only issue is we don't normally take people that are 36 as egg donors, but if you're all in agreement, sure, you just have to understand that half of the embryos you produce will be genetically not normal. And so depending on how many kids they want and how many eggs you can produce, you may end up needing to do 1 retrieval for them, 1 for you kind of thing, but, or maybe 1.5 for them and 1 for like half for you. So there's different ways to work it out, but yeah, we'd be happy to talk to you about that. It requires a legal agreement, but it is doable.
Hello, beefcakes.
In my case, they're referring to my weight.
How often do you use Neupogen for priming pre-retrieval, and does it work?
Yeah, so I caught on to an article last month or 2 months ago that said that it was amazing. So we've started using it in everybody right now. We'll let you know how it goes. It's too early to tell, but I don't know. We'll see. We certainly seem to be getting lots of eggs from everybody.
Would you recommend assisting hatching?
Yeah, we do. The data's not there. So if you actually look at the data says it probably makes no difference. But we do it, and keep in mind, we do a lot of PGT. So, I mean, you have to for PGT, but if you look at the actual data, the data does not support a significant benefit from assisted hatching. There are some older studies that showed that it was beneficial. The newer ones aren't supporting it as much, but we still do it.
Here's a really tricky question, Dr. Victory.
Tricky.
I'm not sure. I'm going to read it not completely so I don't get anybody into trouble.
Oh,
How's
okay.
that?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
good. Yeah. And we should at some point tell everybody, you don't have to limit your questions to fertility. I mean, I do practice OBGYN. So if you want OB questions or GYN questions, feel free to ask those too.
Hey, just because my specialty is infertility doesn't mean Dr. Victory's is.
His specialty is social media, folks.
If we're being honest.
Yeah.
Dr. Victory, not sure what you can say about this, but my friend is my friend in good hands at quote unquote clinic fertility. The wait to see you is so long. It's an Ontario clinic for sure. I'll hint that to you. Do you want H1A?
No,
I know you don't.
no, I'm not.
You're not touching that one.
No. I'm going to say that there are some.
Be careful.
Yeah. How do I say this?
You probably can't.
This is really tough.
This is
isn't it?
tough. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the vast
You want to
majority.
try? I might have something.
No. Let me do this one. I
Okay.
think the vast majority of fertility specialists have their heart in the right place. I think the education level and reading level, and an application of new technologies or new sciences, microbiome, immune system, stuff like that, varies very significantly between clinics and physicians. I think there is definitely other factors, such as who owns the clinic, that also can play a role. I don't think anybody's out there to screw anybody over, but I do think there's a difference in the level of care you get depending on where you go. Hopefully that was.
Can I add? I want to add something. It's going to be so okay.
Do not get us in
It's
trouble.
so okay. No. I won't get in trouble.
Is there like a
No, it's
mute
so
button
safe.
in case you're getting
No.
us in trouble?
I'm going to put this out there. I'm going to put this out there.
All right. Okay. You are a layperson, so you could, in theory.
Yeah. So technically,
He
Dr.
doesn't
T's
work
allowed to
for
have
me.
wild
Yeah,
opinions.
He
That's
doesn't
right.
work for BRC.
Yeah, I'm not actually.
Yeah.
I'm not actually an employee of
Yeah,
BRC.
he is not.
I practice my own medicine. For
There
God's
you
sake.
go.
But what I wanted to add,
Yeah.
is that there's anything I gained from this incredible relationship that we have created here, is that if you're not satisfied, if things are still ambiguous to you and you're doing this fertility journey thing,
Yeah.
then you should just reach out to Dr. Victory, is what I would say. If you're ambiguous, you're not certain,
Fair.
you don't understand, you're not getting answers, and you're paying a bucket load of money.
Yeah.
So before you sign your, I don't know, I see some numbers. You said $500,000. Like this is like income for multiple years for some
Yeah.
people.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
before you just give it away blindly, I think a
It's
friendly
worth a
phone
meet.
call to Dr. V,
Yeah.
a DM maybe, there's ways around this.
Yeah. I get like 20 requests a day. So I will also say that our wait time is rapidly going down because our new physician assistant, who is spectacular. When are you putting out the video for that?
Oh, probably this week. It's always just roughly about a week behind.
Was that a podcast or was she
Yeah.
at the start
No,
of the
it was
show?
One was one was the other. I forget who was what.
Marla was a podcast.
Marla was a podcast.
Steph was just at the start of
She
the
was,
show.
yeah, she was live, wasn't
You
she?
got to put that on as a
Special.
separate clip.
Yeah.
So Steph, our new physician assistant, is brilliant. She's super smart. She caught on to everything lightning quick. She's absolutely wonderful in every way. She's super gracious. She's very sweet. She gets it. I freaking love her. She's amazing. So she is now independently taking care of consults and visits, and then I come in after. So it's cut down our wait time drastically. So within the next, I would anticipate 2 months, we should be down to almost no wait time at all, like weeks. And then we have Shireen. So everybody here is very good, very well trained, very knowledgeable, very human, very humanitarian.
There you go. Everybody's very human here.
Speaking of very human, I watched
all
the
very
movie
human.
Bugonia. Did you see that?
No.
With Jesse Clemens? You know that really weird looking actor, Jesse Clemens? He was in the television. What was that famous television show where they were cooking meth all the time?
Oh, Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
That was great.
So yeah, so he was the kid.
Jesse? Was that his name?
Jesse Clemens.
Yeah.
He was the young kid.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
He's kind of got that odd look to him. Not Jesse. Jesse Clemens,
kid.
the actor, was the really young kid. He's like on a bicycle in one scene.
Good thing I got internet here. Oh yeah.
You know
How to Get Away with Murder and Grey's Anatomy. Yeah, he's in everything.
Yeah. So he's in this movie where he abducts this woman who's like an executive at this company, and he claims that she's from Andromeda and that she's an alien and all this stuff. And I completely predicted what was going to happen in the movie.
That's so obvious sometimes.
But it was actually quite funny at the end. Like I was like, oh my God, this is like, even though I predicted it, it was actually like wild.
It still was good. Yeah. Good guess, and you enjoyed the way it went to it.
Yeah.
I had a very similar thing happen yesterday, but not even remotely close. So I'm like dead exhausted. Finally, it's like I was actually looking forward to Monday for the first time in a long time. Like, I was like it was enough between fasting and like family time and staying home and never eating. I'm like, you know what? I got so much energy. I need to go to work. I just need to get out of here.
Yeah.
So it's like 11:15. I just want to go and lay down, watch something for like 20 minutes, just to like, and
then just crash.
And I walk downstairs to see what my wife's watching. And all of a sudden I see this zombie just decapitate somebody's head, and it's holding it and guts are falling everywhere. I'm like, what are you watching? She goes, oh, it's 28 days, 28 years
28
later.
Years later, yeah.
I'm like, well, I got no appetite for this right now. I'm just trying to unwind. This looks too intense. She goes, oh, come on, be a sport. I'm like, I can't be as like, it's got that alpha zombie.
Yeah. I remember that scene. Yeah. They're in the train.
Yeah,
I remember that scene. Yeah.
I don't got time for this right now. Like, I was just looking for something lighthearted. I'm already getting nervous.
Yeah, I remember that one. I didn't love that one. Have you seen the other two?
I saw the first part.
28 days later.
28 days later. She made me watch all of them.
Unbelievable.
That's her favorite.
28 months later, still a great movie.
Yeah.
28 years later.
You saw both parts, part 1 and part 2?
No, the second one's called The Bone Temple.
That's what's out. That's what she's watching.
I know. I haven't watched that yet.
Yeah. That's how it starts. Decapitation.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not into it.
Yeah.
Hi, docs. Is endometritis only diagnosed by hysteroscopy, and is there a higher risk of CE after DC?
No. Yes.
There you go.
So you do not need a hysteroscopy to diagnose endometritis. In fact, I'm going to very strongly argue, and this is another article that I read today, that it's totally useless because it will tell you if there's inflammation, but it doesn't tell you what bacteria are there. So it's useless doing hysteroscopy for endometritis. You need a next generation sequencing test to determine which bacterium are there. So don't waste your time with doing a very silly hysteroscopy. It won't help you whatsoever in the slightest. Does a DNC increase your risks? Yes, of course it does. Anytime you instrument the uterus, it's going to increase your risks. So there's no question about that.
Good evening. That's all you got.
I like that.
That's nice and easy.
Good evening.
First baby, they IUI'd at 40, my own egg. Year later, tried for second baby, 8 failed, IUI. With law change and new insurance coverage, wanted to try a mini IVF. Always been a low responder. I'm 45. What are your thoughts, Dr. Victory?
You need to chat with me. I've had several of these conversations with people recently. So at 45, what you need to understand is that the egg number needed to achieve one genetically normal embryo is staggering. And so while it's not unreasonable to try, you must go into it fully informed about the proper expectations. If you're going into it thinking I've got a 50-50 chance, you're being misled. If you go into it realizing you probably have somewhere between a 3 to 5% chance of success, which means if I line up 100 of you, somewhere between 3 to 5 people will win and the other 95 to 97 will go home very poor and very unhappy, then you're good to go. But remember, the odds are overwhelmingly against you being the one of the 3 or one of the 5. You're much more likely to be one of the 95 to 97.
I have a question here that I know you're going to love.
Okay.
Again, it's not a typical question, but it's a
Okay.
good one. Can you talk about no result embryos from PGT testing? I have 2 4AA, no result.
So they're okay. So the way they run the PGT testing is you have to put a primer, which is a sequence of DNA, which binds to the DNA, and then it starts replicating the DNA. And the DNA that we send is only from a handful of cells. And then it has to replicate itself millions of times. If anything goes wrong in that process, either on the amplification end or on the computer analyzing the data end, you end up with a no result. So there are companies that are known for having a very high frequency of no result. So we are now using Concevium, which has now done probably close to 2,000 samples, and they have 0 no result. By comparison, one of the larger, I won't get too specific, companies out there doing this has up to an 11% no result rate. So I think it depends on the technology and who's running the technology. Concevium is run by a genius who I know and love. And so we're switching to Concevium, which is amazing. And I'll probably bring them on soon to talk about all the amazing things they're doing, because they're doing a lot of amazing things.
Begonia is the best movie of 2025.
Really?
That's what they
Okay,
said.
wait, I need to know, did you? Okay, I never would have said that because I don't
He
feel
played
that.
Todd. Jesse Pinkman played Todd.
Yeah. Todd, was his name Todd? Maybe. So what I need to know is, Jesse Clemens played Todd in Breaking Bad.
Mhm.
Okay. So what I need to know is, did they predict the ending? Because I totally predicted the ending. One part of it was very cute, but the rest of the ending I did predict. Yeah, I want to know if they predicted the ending. So tell me if you predicted the ending.
On another note,
What time is it, by the way?
56.
Oh, wow. That went by. Okay.
That one by, right?
Yeah.
Once Jesse Pinkman got involved. I'm in Australia.
Great. Love Australia.
Yeah. And can notice a major difference. Most doctors here don't even believe in the microbiome
Oh, that's crazy.
and can't even read the NKC tests.
Oh, ouch.
Encourage laparos before extraction.
No. Encourage laparoscopy after all your extractions are done. If you do it before, unless you've got some epic disaster with your egg quality, if you have endo, you're going to make your endo worse when you do your IVF. So if you operate first and then you get your IVF, your endo's coming back, in which case you may need to operate again. So you never want to do that.
In reference to the movie, Polarizing, I know it was so unique and genius. And yes, I predicted it.
Yeah. It was, although the outfits, shall we say, at the end were like the dumbest thing I've ever seen, but I did predict the movie. It was very, very wonky, but yeah, I did.
Maybe that's what I'm watching today. Go home and plug it in.
It's painfully slow. So on the way to Dublin, I started watching it and I was like, I don't have time for this.
Oh, on the plane?
Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to sleep. So I went to sleep. And then on the way back, I was like, I already watched like half. Let me finish the rest of it. So it did pick up a little bit. It's actually, so as I'm sure everybody knows, if they're watching my Instagram, I'm friends with several pediatricians who have to spend 90% of their time now just dealing with all the anti-vax crazy.
Anti-vax and vitamin K's?
Yeah. So it's a really good perspective for people that are anti-vax, basically, because it kind of has that whole vibe to it. Basically, he feels that the earth is invaded by aliens and that they are trying to destroy humanity. And it's very, and so he captures this executive. What's her name? She's the girl from Spider-Man. I don't remember her name. She's quite pretty. Emma Stone? Is that Emma Stone? I think it is Emma Stone.
Yeah, Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. So she's this executive, and then he believes she's an alien. And then he basically kidnaps her. Is not ruining anything. And then the rest of the story is about what happens after he's kidnapped her. And again, I totally predicted the ending, but it was quite shocking to me. I never expected it to be the way it was. So anyways.
Chances of a natural conception after failed IVF round, no eggs, and 2 failed transfers, endo, adeno, miscarriage, and pregnancy complications because of adeno, 37 years old.
Oh boy, DM me. I mean, I need to know more details about you, but don't do more IVF. DM me so we can figure out how to improve things for you first.
How much does PCOS affect infertility?
Massively.
Also, have a 10-centimeter cyst.
Whoa.
Waiting to be removed. Chances of this affecting fertility.
Well, your 10-centimeter cyst depends on what kind of cyst it is, but almost certainly at that size. Plus, you're at risk for torsion. So please, for dear God's sake, do not do anything strenuous. Don't do any cartwheels, no heavy straining or exercise. And if you are fooling around, make sure it's super gentle. From the standpoint of PCOS, how much does it affect? It's like all or nothing. I mean, if you're not ovulating, you could have world champion sperm. They're not going anywhere. It's a whole bunch of guys at a party, right? There's no egg there, so that's not going to work. So yeah, PCOS is huge. It's very, very, very important.
Second lap 1 week ago, only found 3 to 4 spots of endo after 3 years since the first surgery. Doctor said I don't need suppression now. Thoughts?
Disagree. There's always going to be systemic inflammation. And if you want to confirm it, do your immune tests. But patients with endo, whether they have 1 spot, 2 spots, or no spots, have inflammation. So the whole point is to use the suppression to reduce the inflammation. It's not about the spots. It's about reducing inflammation. I don't think everybody understands that.
901 and the last question.
Yeah, please, because I
know you're exhausted.
And I'm on
guys,
call.
Like I said earlier,
and
Dr. V literally just landed.
Yeah, and came here.
Like literally, he jumped out of the airplane, parachuted, landed right there.
No, I couldn't jump out because I had to take care of this.
Oh yeah, you have to take care of the guy. You couldn't even sleep. Couldn't even sleep.
Yeah, and in Tarek's defense, I did shower before it came because airplane smell is
airplane's a funk, eh? Airplane's a funk for sure.
Yeah.
Go Dr. Fee and Majesty T.
Oh, love that one.
Reporting for duty. Absolutely. Yeah. How can we help you? I have a foot surgery to remove Morton neuroma.
Okay.
And in the middle of IVF, how soon can I do the retrieval or FET after foot surgery? 40 years old with endo, doing the 4th retrieval tomorrow.
Good question. Assuming you don't have any infections, I would say probably 2 months. But it depends on how much inflammation is caused by your surgery. There's something we talked about last week, and we actually have a YouTube video on it called the Systemic Inflammatory Index, which you can look up. And it's a very easy calculation to do based on the results of your complete blood count, CBC. And if that's elevated, you are at a much lower chance of success. So my suggestion would be see what that shows first. And then based on that, make a decision as to whether or not you should go ahead again. Okay. Well, thank you all for your patience with my brief questions. On behalf of Tarek and myself, we wish you a wonderful week. We will have a plethora of posts for you after next week's show. And if it's not too busy tomorrow, I will do my best to take some questions online. Thank you always for watching the show. Thank you for your patronage. Thank you for helping make us better. You know what? We love feedback from patients. I've had patients tell us how to improve things. We've had patients tell us what they love, what they don't love. And I love that. I always want to get better. So I take all of that criticism and we use it to improve. So if you have feedback about the show or you have feedback about the program, let us know. And we will also have Allison DePuter on soon to talk about She, which is a clinic that provides advanced female wellness care, which I really love. And she is a very dear friend of ours. So she's going to be on for a podcast with us coming up soon. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you soon.